sorry to tell you this, but if you're graduating college in 2026, there will be no job waiting for you. I'm sorry, but it's just a sad truth.
The federal government is laying off 307,000 people. UPS is laying off 78,000 people. Amazon is laying off 30,000 people. Intel.
After applying for over 324 jobs, getting 11 interviews and 0 job acceptance letters back, I'm convinced I'm going to be homeless in a year.
If you have a job right now, do not leave your job. This could actually be like the end of jobs. I'm not kidding. I've applied to like every job in New York City, and
300 journalists were laid off at the Washington Post today. And as a laid off journalist myself, I want to contextualize that for you.
If you have a job, do not quit your job. Okay? Companies are doing mass layoff right now. Like a lot of companies are laying off thousands and thousands of employees. So, this is not the time for you to lose your job. This is not the time for you to quit your job without securing a job. This is not it, because there's no job out there. They're laying off people left and right. Like most companies are getting rid of workers. A lot of people on this job market that are looking for jobs that I can't find a job. They've been looking for months, even years, and they still cannot find a decent job. I get it that they're giving you tasks that you didn't ask for or isn't part of your job description. But babes, this is not the time. Like, this is not the time for you to quit your job. Even if you are going to quit your job, make sure you have secured a job before you quit your current job. This is not a time for you to just get pissed off at work and work out or quit or just don't show up because you're tired of your manager or you don't like don't do it. Especially if you have family, if you have mortgage to pay, if you have responsibilities, you have families, car notes, insurance. Even if you don't have none of those, just don't do it for the sake of you. Keep saving your money. Show up to work, suck it up, but keep looking. But the job market right now, it's not it. So I'm going to play you a few videos of people that have been out of job for years, people that are out of college that are looking for jobs that are not able to secure any kind of employment, and companies that are doing mass layoffs.
Applying for over 324 jobs, getting 11 interviews and 0 job acceptance letters back, I'm convinced I'm going to be homeless in a year. And the worst part is I am over $120,000 in debt because society says you're supposed to get a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. Well, I got both, and I have fucking nothing. Do you know how embarrassing it is to go back to the same job you used to work at in high school 6 years later in life? It's embarrassing. The same manager, the same 40 and 50-year-olds that used to work there are still there, and now I'm fucking going back. Please tell me, what are you doing to make money in this economy? What side hustles, what jobs are you applying for? What are you doing to scrape by?
I read this article which explained that 66% of CEOs at a Manhattan meeting stated that they plan to freeze hiring or reduce their workforce in 2026. Federal Reserve Governor in this article also stated that they are approaching 0 job growth if the trends continue. So let's talk about what's going on. Companies aren't just slowing down. They're actively asking which jobs can we replace with AI or automate. And if a role can be replaced, many companies are going to do it. This isn't just about technology, it's about incentives. Corporate profits are at record highs. Productivity has increased, executive pay keeps on rising, but wages for workers are mostly stagnant and the cost of living keeps climbing. So what you end up with, jobs start becoming scarce resources. Good paying jobs, those become luxuries, which means employers can gain more leverage and workers become more disposable, which changes power dynamics in the workplace. When jobs are scarce, people are less likely to speak up, push back, report abuse, negotiate pay, or even leave unhealthy workplaces, because replacement is easier than retention. This creates a more coercive environment. Not because the workers are worse, but because the system is now tilted. And that's the real issue. We're heading toward an economy where productivity keeps rising, profits keep growing, but job security shrinks, and labor has less power, which means power is more concentrated to the people on top. And if we don't talk about this honestly, we normalize a future where being employed at all becomes a privilege instead of a baseline. especially when it comes to
If
survival.
you have a job right now, do not leave your job. This could actually be like the end of jobs. I'm not kidding. I've applied to like every job in New York City and I just can't find anything at all. No one can get a job right now. People are tweeting out and it doesn't matter like what Ivy you went to, like no one is getting a job. And then companies like Amazon are hiring hundreds of thousands of robots to take over jobs too. By the end of 2026, I don't know how there's going to be like physical labor jobs in corporate America. Like dead ass. Like, I'm an econ major. I have a 3.5 GPA. There's just no jobs. It's actually over.
Federal government is laying off 307,000 people. UPS is laying off 78,000 people. Amazon is laying off 30,000 people. Intel is laying off 25,000 people. Nissan is laying off 20,000 people. Nestle is laying off 16,000 people. Microsoft is laying off 15,000 people. Bosch is laying off 13,000 people. Dell Computers is laying off 12,000 people. Verizon is laying off another 13,000 people. Ford is letting go of 11,000 people. Microsoft is laying off 7,000 people. Salesforce is laying off 4,000 people. IBM is laying off 3,000 people. American Airlines is letting go almost 2,800 people. Paramount's laying off 2,000 people. Target is letting go another 1,800 people. General Motors is laying off 1,500 people. Kroger is laying off another 1,000 people this year. And Meta is laying off another 1,000 employees. Now remember, all of these are on top of everything that they've done last year. And that's not even all of them.
300 journalists were laid off at the Washington Post today. And as a laid off journalist myself, I want to contextualize that for you. My heart goes out to those of you who are among them. But for the rest of you, let's talk about some money and some bigger questions here that I think we all have to face as a society. So let's talk about the money. Jeff Bezos, who owns the Washington Post, let's not even talk about his $500 million yacht. I don't even want to begin to think about what $500 million could do for journalism in this country. But let's talk instead just about the budget that his company Amazon put against acquiring and promoting this pointless pseudo-documentary, Melania, about the First Lady. They bought it for $40 million and they spent $35 million on marketing this thing. It made back, as I understand so far, $8 million. So clearly a really solid business decision there. So just talking about the marketing budget, $35 million. So the sports desk, however you feel about sports, they laid off the sports desk. They laid off the Middle East correspondents and editors. They even laid off a correspondent in the middle of a war zone. Their correspondent on the ground in Kyiv, who writes her notes in pencil because the pens freeze and won't function. She was laid off in the middle of a war zone. The median salary at the Washington Post is $99,000 a year. When I think about what $35 million, just the marketing budget for Melania, could have done, for instance, at Popular Science, where I was the editor-in-chief. So our entire budget, our annual budget for everything, all of our reporting, all of our photographs, illustrations, the website and all of our web presence, all of our staff and salaries, all of it, $2 million. So when I think about how the marketing budget for Melania could have kept that magazine going in print for another 17 years, it makes me crazy. Popular Science is no longer in print. The world's richest people are having a very serious effect on us all. And we talk about how, people are constantly saying to me, well, journalism is so important and what you do is so important. And even people in the sort of influencer world say, well, we need journalism in order to have the real interviews and the reporting to be able to comment on. We do, I agree with you. I think we all agree we need this. But are we willing to pay for it is becoming the big question. And clearly the people who are in charge of this stuff are ceasing to be willing to do so. And so I am worried about the influence of big money in this world and in this country, the things it is being funneled toward, and the things it is beginning to abandon.
This is not a time for you to get pissed off or have anyone, just overlook it. Even if anyone pisses you off at work, just overlook it. Just overlook it. Don't quit. Hang in there. Hang in there and keep looking. But I'm pretty sure you will find something regardless. But just keep looking. It's sad, like this is sad. People have been out of work for a very, 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 very long time and no one can find a job. So don't go quitting your job. Just keep looking. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a light at the tunnel. You know what I mean? It's frustrating because you take your time, you fill out all these applications, and then you go to so much job interviews, you even go to first one, second round, thinking that you have a possibility of securing that job. And then at the last round, you get that disappointing email, that they move on with someone else. You know what I mean? It's depressing. It's not easy. It's discouraging. It's just, we are all hanging in by the thread. Like most people are hanging in by the thread, and most people don't know, a lot of people don't know where and how they're going to survive, what they're going to do. But so this is not a time for you to just up and quit if you have a job right now, because it's very depressing. And then at this time in 2026, with the era of AI, a lot of companies are utilizing AI. They're utilizing robots. They're utilizing, like all this robotic, I don't know, robots are replacing jobs. They're taking our jobs and stuff like that. But I feel like there's a lot of jobs that still need humans. There's a lot of jobs that we still can do, but companies are not willing to pay. They're not willing to pay someone that is actually qualified to do those jobs. They're not willing to pay, so it's just a lot going on right now. So if you have a job, please don't quit. Just hold on to your job and keep looking, because I'm pretty sure someone is out there that will take a chance on you and give you that job. So don't quit your job. Not right now, at least not right now, because have you seen the economy right now? Especially if you have kids, this is not the time. This is not the time. But I will encourage all of us to just keep our head up, just keep pushing and keep applying and keep showing up for those interviews. And trust me, one of those companies will take a chance on you and hire you. But let me know what you think about this story down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.